What's up, guys? Got a little treat for you. If you follow me, you know last weekend I hung out with John Jones and I bought a 70 Coronet wagon from him. I wanted to do a little clarification because somebody made a comment somewhere on Facebook and was like, they're not. I called the car a unicorn, and he basically was like, yeah, I don't know about that. Look, I don't mean that the car was rare to begin with. You know, I honestly don't even know what the production numbers are on those cars. What I meant was these cars are hard to find today. Um, and I kind of think the production numbers are probably pretty low on a 70 Coronet wagon because you just don't see them. You see 68s and 9s a lot more than 70s, and you see Plymouths a lot more than 70 Dodge Coronet wagons. So I don't know what their numbers are, like I said, but they're hard to find. And you know what? Let's face it, these cars were not coveted like Chargers or Roadrunners or Cudas or Challengers. So these cars were used for daily use. I mean, they were the soccer mom car. They went to the grocery store, they took the kids to the baseball games, you know, to soccer practice or whatever. And then when they were done, they went to the scrapyard and they got junked out. So the survival rate on them is pretty low, in my opinion. Just, you know, based on what I see out there, you never see them. Especially the 70s. And like I said in that last video, I've only seen 3 in my whole, you know, in person in my whole life. So anyways, that aside, back to what this video is about. So I hung out with John Jones, and John is just a wealth of knowledge. He's got he knows so much, you know, and he's always cool to hang out with and learn something from. So I've got a bunch of footage, and he was gracious enough to let me record them. And I'm gonna, like, this video, it's long enough to stand alone. And then I've got some other little clips that I'll probably put at the end of other videos. So anyway, in this video, we talk about the cars that are in his shop. He's got a 72 B-body Plymouth that he's doing a bunch of fab work on, and he's got a 71 Challenger convertible he's doing some work on, and he's got a 69 Dodge Polara that he's doing some work on. We don't talk that much about the Polara, but the focus is mostly on the B-body and a little bit on the convertible. So and the convertible, he drops a little nugget in there that something I didn't even know. So you stay tuned and find out what that is. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy the video, and if you do, give me a thumbs up and let me know that you enjoy it. And by the way, if you want some cool Mopar t-shirts, go to Straight Line Clothing on Teespring. My buddy Chris is basically selling some shirts there. So all right, we'll see you later.
Kitty tub.
Okay, so you're going to back up to where the pictures were, right? You don't need to necessarily get me all the way in there.
Okay.
Well, you know, here and there, but...
Here and there. All right. We're recording now, okay?
Okay, so anyway, when you do the 71 to 74 body style on the B-body, you got to cut the floor this way so that you can maintain all this.
Make it smooth and look natural.
Yeah, make it look transitional. So this was a 5-inch stretch, a measurement I'm very familiar with. And the front, you can come around here to the front. The front, you can kind of see more of the raw.
Oh yeah, the raw
You
cut.
can see the floor down there.
Yeah.
And then the frame tie, if you want to look at that.
Oh yeah.
These are channeled through the floor. It's the only way to do it. Those caps that go on the outside of the rails are they're a joke on this body stock, because there's hardly any of the frame that sticks down to capture it. And 4-speed conversion.
Oh, nice. Damn. Okay, I should go over the whole car. This is a
72 Satellite.
Okay.
Had a 400 in it.
Okay.
It's getting a 440 now.
All right.
And this is original paint except for the driver's door and the passenger rear quarter.
Wow.
And it's going to go Viper red.
Damn. And this, because I've seen this car. Yeah. This car was cherry
it was a nice car. It was a toss-up between doing this and not doing it, but it's like, you know, it had just enough things wrong with each little panel that it just wasn't super nice, because, you know, people would complain about, you know, different little, you know, I got to correct this little misfit here.
Right.
You know, they all do that. That's Chrysler's joke. And then it was getting an on-air conversion, but not now. He's just gonna go vintage air from the firewall forward.
Okay. Wow.
And then it's getting the air grabber bulge on it. You know, the
Yes.
fiberglass thingy.
Yeah.
And then the half vinyl's going by. All the trim holes are getting filled in. It's a Sebring Plus.
Okay.
So.
Oh yeah. See satellite Sebring here.
And he was gonna have me make a Superbird nose for this one, but
Really?
yeah, he bought another car from a friend of mine that he's gonna do all that stuff with. More of a NASCAR thing. This is gonna be more like a road race type thing.
Okay.
It's gonna be all red when it's done.
I've known you for a long time.
Yes.
And I know whenever you bring a car to John Jones, first thing, it's getting mini tubbed right, and it's getting frame connectors right. So it looks
I
like
won't even paint a car unless I do that.
exactly. So I know that you talked him into that, but
Well, and I didn't have to talk too hard though. He saw your blue 72 Charger.
oh really?
Yeah, he saw that the day when we were at the Del Taco.
Yeah.
He saw it that day, and he's like, "I'm cutting my car up." He goes, "I don't
Oh
care."
yeah, dude. I'm so happy with that.
Yeah.
I always show that off when somebody comes over. I got to pop the trunk and show them and tell them like, yeah, look at those. Those are stock Mopar tubs, right? You can see they're
Yeah,
factory.
they're painted and everything. Right?
Yeah,
When they
it's
get
painted.
painted, you know.
You see no seams. You don't see. It's like all that looks correct. When it gets paint on it, it just looks like it's always been like that.
And I like working on the B-bodies best.
Yeah.
B-body Concepts, right?
Yeah.
That's the name of the place. So, like, I don't know if you want to show the Challenger or not.
Sure.
Okay.
So
Now-
what's up with this Challenger?
Now, this is a friend of mine.
Okay.
See how every car turns into a mini shelf.
Yeah.
Okay, it had quarters put on it like probably 20 years ago almost by now. Then they were the cheapy quarters, real thin ones that warp real bad.
Okay. Good
So
marks.
I think they were worse.
Worse than that. Okay. All right.
Now it's got AMD quarters on it. So
Okay.
but the door jambs have been kind of laid out, so I had to do all this stuff to make it look, normal. Those will be, simulated spot welds, even though they're plug welds.
Okay.
And then the trunk was bent, of course, it didn't fit the body. This one is going to go sassy grass, so just had to do a little bit of correction stuff on the
Nice.
trunk. This edge was down like that.
Okay.
But anyway, all this stuff. And you can tell it's a 71 because it's got one torsion bar in the trunk.
What?
71 has one torsion bar in the trunk.
I've mentioned you before in some of my other videos, and well, actually not in videos. In my buddy has a podcast called Talking Mopars, right?
Oh, okay.
And we talk about stuff, and I'm like, I tell him how you always drop these little nuggets of Mopar trivia.
Oh, I can drop nuggets.
Oh, I know. But okay.
People don't realize how different they are. Like a 70 is to itself. A
Yeah.
71 is to itself. Even the Chargers, like the early 68 Chargers are different
Yeah.
than mid-production 68.
So that's something I did put in the video, and I did mention you.
Yeah, the K-frames are different on 68.
Yeah.
69 almost has its own K-frame.
Yeah.
68 has its own with those little brackets on the thing.
Right.
67 is like, we don't even talk about those.
Right.
Those are horrible looking. But yeah, everything's different.
Right.
Well,
it was the deck lid. I never thought, you told me, because on your 68,
Yeah.
you had an early 68 build car and it didn't have the cutouts.
Yeah, it looks like a hood.
Or it did have the cutouts, I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a hood.
Yeah, it looks like a hood, yeah.
And I never thought to look at my dad's car, even though I knew the story of the car and I talked to the original owner and I knew the car was an early build car because he said it was the first big block Charger on the lot.
Is his still have the open hood or trunk?
Yes.
Does it have the weird torsion bars on the side like a 67?
I have no idea.
That's another thing on the early cars.
Okay,
The trunk
see,
torsions are different too.
I didn't know that. So I'm going to look. I'll look at that. All right, so back to this car. 71s
Yeah,
have a single torsion bar for the deck lid.
Yeah. And then the valance goes on a little different. It doesn't have those other things that go there like on a 70.
Okay.
So, and then when you do the quarters, none of them fit right. You just have to make all that stuff. Not make it all, but, you got to do some more fabric than you think. It's not just slapping the quarters on and you're
Right,
done.
right.
The valance has to be there.
Right.
This one fits, like this one looks like a door gap when it's on. It's nice.
Is this car getting the John Jones rib cage down the floor
Oh.
tunnel?
You can show from that side. Of course.
All right.
Yeah.
How come there's double brackets on that side, by the way?
Oh, you know what?
For the seats.
He got this car from his dad, and I don't think they even know.
Like,
I offered to correct it, but he doesn't. There's something about the seat is weird. He said so.
Oh, probably
Yeah.
like some drunk operator on a production line just. Oh, that I put that in the wrong spot. I'll just weld
Maybe.
another one in and not
Yeah,
bother
'cause
cutting it
probably
off.
doesn't hit anything. So yeah. So the frame on this got tied too.
Okay.
And the convertibles is weird because it's got the box on the bottom.
Okay.
So you actually got to cut out part of the box and then put it back in
Okay.
to make it look right, you know.
All right.
And this one is 318 car factory Curious yellow.
Curious yellow.
I did a console conversion on it.
Okay.
It's getting. I added all that.
Dude.
And then, but it's going sassy grass.
Why?
It just, I don't know.
Dude.
Hey, it was gonna go EL5 butterscotch, but
Okay, so I'm videotaping this right now, and I can look at my screen. With my eyes, this looks yellow, and on the screen, it looks green, which is typical of Curious
it's
Yellow.
curious, huh?
Yeah, you can.
see,
they never
like-
look.
Like Dirty Mary Crazy Larry 69 Charger.
Which
I thought
was
that was
Curious
top
Yellow.
banana till I was 25.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, now I don't even want to do one of those cars because I don't want the confusion.
You still got to do one though. You got to. Oh man, dude, you know what I was thinking about the other day? Your freaking station wagon, the Charger station wagon.
Oh yeah, I
you
have
did.
one of the doors outside.
Do you really?
Yeah, just the door though. It's
Yeah.
the rest of the car's gone.
Okay. No, I was thinking of the other one, the 72 Charger station wagon.
Oh, I bought that from Earl. He actually did all the work on
Okay.
the car. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember thinking like, man, I wonder if he would sell that. And then when I talked to you, you're like, oh, I junked it out.
That's back
It's
when
like,
I had.
oh.
That's back when I had 25 cars. Now I'm more
Yeah.
sensible with 12. So,
Cool.
did you want anything about this?
Sure. What's the story on this?
69 Polara. It's a sedan, so this is going to be a CHP.
Cop car clone.
Yeah, so
Yes. Tell me about the rear ends. The four doors have.
oh, the four doors have the narrow rear end.
Yes.
This rear end is basically the same as an E-body.
Okay.
It's around 62-inch width overall.
Okay.
This is like Chrysler's universal rear end. They put this thing in A100 trucks. They put it in this. They put it in C-bodies up until 72 on the four doors.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And the two door got a wider one. Okay,
Yeah.
so what's gonna
Well,
go?
in 70 it got a wider one.
Oh, in 70 you got a wider.
Yeah, in 69 it had the narrow one still.
Okay. What rear end is gonna go in this car? In the
It's like three-quarter.
like a
It's getting a
shortened B body.
no,
or...
it's getting an E-body housing and shafts, because he's gonna run like 3.5-inch back spacing on like an 8.5-inch rim. No,
Okay.
10-inch rim.
So this thing is gonna be like it's gonna be a
yeah.
shallow. I mean, the axle's gonna be shallow, but it's gonna be a
shallower than stock.
huge. It's gonna be deep on the inside.
Yeah, it's gonna run 15 by 10s. I think it's gonna be 5-inch back spacing or something. He's getting these weird wheels that you can only get in like 2 different back spacings.
Okay.
So we're going to use the E-body housing because it's an inch, 3/4 of an inch narrower per side than the one that's in here.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Cool.
I was trying to get him to run more of like a Pro Street thing, but he wants more of a road race look.
I know. I love, but I like
Pro
the
Street's
Pro
not
Street.
dead.
No, I love.
In fact,
So-
I want you to buy my orange truck.
Oh, dude, I want to buy it. I'd love
Well,
to.
we can work something out.
Yeah. All right. Hey, let's go look at the RT and your 68 Charger.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna stop the video. Okay.
Yeah, so the frame boxes, I mean these typically are like leaf spring things, so you could probably get a shot over that way. So,
Oh yeah. Wow.
and then it's getting the triangulated 4-link up there, and then the front pivot bar is going to go in here. So this is just a pattern, but you can see it better through there.
Wow.
So then this is just, that'll be a pattern I'll just fill that gap in right there.
I'm gonna make it look like.
I could just use cardboard actually. You know what? I'm gonna keep this. no, I'll make a patch for that. But anyway, so you just stripe it in like this. This is all gonna get seam sealed, and then usually, like on these, to maintain parallel up here, it's gonna be a little bit weird because the frame rails aren't exactly parallel. It's not like an e-body though. E-bodies are horrible. So you got to step it in just a little bit, you know, but it kind of helps because if you have the car real low and the tire is going to lean, it's going to tend to hit up here first.
Right. So you have to push it out farther, which means you're going past the frame rail.
Yeah.
And that's probably what, 2 inches or so past on the top there?
At the very most, it's about 2 inches. Yeah, at the very most.
Okay.
And then the thing about these cars is the wheel wells are different side to side.
Yeah, I know, because you did that on my blue one.
It's like, it's not like a 69 or a 70, you know.
Yeah.
They're concentric, you know.
It's like one is a half circle and the other one is like, it looks like a pickup wheel well. You know, it comes up in an angle and then flattens on the top and then comes down. Yeah.
Yeah. What's funny though is like this car came apart like almost like working on a newer car.
Oh, really?
Because this has always been garage kept. He's had this car for like almost 20 years now.
Wow.
And, you know, it just like you'd crack a bolt loose and then just, you know, take it off with your hands.
There's no rust.
Yeah, it's not like you got to, you know, in some of these cars I got to use a combination of karate and masturbatorial jujitsu to get these things apart, you know.
Of course.
But not this one.
Not this one. This one's butter.
So it's kind of weird because cutting through this metal, it's like there's no rust.
Yeah.
I'm used to like 100 hours of rust repair on these cars, you know, and this doesn't have anything like that.
Yeah.
So it felt kind of weird cutting this thing up like that, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know.
It works.
Yeah.
Cool.